Hi, and welcome to another session of Business Studies with me, Vishwanath Sir, for the 11th standard. Our search for excellence continues, and our search to become more knowledgeable and acquire all around description of the entire world, whatever is going on in the field of finance and commerce and business goes on. What is most interesting is when we apply these terms, conditions, and know about the famous people, how they have made it big, it makes it more interesting for us to achieve and understand these topics in a better way. So, our quest for excellence should continue. Your reading should also continue. Your news chapters, theories should also be continued. So, I shall take you forward through this journey where we will try and make an attempt to become better than what we were first. So we were with Warren Buffett and continued further how great this man was with his kind of investment and with his kind of portfolio. We go to where we last left and we talk about his company Berkshire Hathaway. On the 14th of August 2014, the price of Berkshire Hathaway shares hit $2 lakh a share. If you're counting at $2 lakh at the current value where it is, even if we take 70 rupees, you can imagine what is the value. Okay? You can imagine what is the value of each share which you're going to get. Each share would be around 14 crores. Okay? Capitalizing the company at 328 billion. While Buffett had given away much of the stock to his charities by this time, he still held 3,21,000 shares worth $64.2 billion. On the 20th of August 2014, Berkshire Hathaway was fined $8,96,000 for failing to report the December 9, 2013 purchase shares of USG Corporation as required. In 2019, Buffett invested $2.6 as a part of the Swiss Raise campaign to raise equity capital. Berkshire Hathaway had already owned 3% stake with its own more than 20%. Also in 2019, Buffett acquired Burlington Northern Santa Fe Corp for $34 billion in cash and stock. Alice Schroeder, the author of Snowball, said that a key reason for the purchase was to diversify Berkshire Hathaway from the financial industry. Measured by market capitalization in the Financial Times Global 500, Berkshire Hathaway was the 18th largest corporation in the world on June 2009. In 2009, Buffett divested his failed investment in ConocoPhillips, saying to his Berkshire investors, "I bought a large amount of ConocoPhillips stock when the oil and gas prices were near their peak. In no way I anticipated the dramatic fall in the energy prices that occurred in the last half of the year. I still believe the odds are good that oil sells far higher in the future than the current $40 to $50 price. But so far, I have been dead wrong. Even the prices should rise. Moreover, the terrible timing of my purchase has cost Berkshire several billion dollars." The merger with Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway closed upon the BNSF shareholder approval during the first quarter of 2010. This deal was approximately valued at $44 billion with $10 billion of outstanding BNSF debt and representing an increase in the previous stake of 22%. In June 2010, Buffett defended the credit rating agencies for their role in the US financial crisis, claiming, very, very few people should appreciate the bubble. The nature of bubbles, they are mass delusions. On 18th of March 2011, Goldman Sachs gave Federal Reserve approval to buy back Berkshire preferred stock in Goldman. Buffett had been reluctant to give away the stock, which averaged at 1.4 million in dividends per day, saying, I am going to be the Osama bin Laden of capitalism. I am on my own way to an unknown destination in Asia where I am going to look for a cave. If the US Armed Force can't find Osama bin Laden in 10 years, let Goldman Sachs try to find me. In November 2011, it was announced over a course of previous 8 months, Buffett has bought 64 million shares of IBM, that is International Business Machine Corporation stock, worth around $11 billion. This unanticipated investment raised his stake in the company by around 5.5%. That is the largest stake in the IBM alongside with the State Street Global Advisors. Buffett had said on numerous prior occasions that he would not only invest in technology because he did not fully understand it. So the move came as a surprise to many investors and observers. During the interview, he revealed that the investment to the public. Buffett stated that he was impressed by the company's ability to retain corporate clients and said, I don't know any large company that has been really specific or what they intend to do or how they intend to do as IBM. In May 2012, Buffett's acquisition of Media General, consisting of 63 newspapers in the southeastern US, was announced. The company was the second newsprint purchase made by Buffett in 1 year. The interim publisher James Hobson announced on July 18, 2013 that the press of Atlantic City would be sold to Buffett's BH Media Group by Abarta, a private holding company based in Pittsburgh, US. At Berkshire shareholders meeting on May 2013, Buffett explained that it did not expect to move the needle at Berkshire's with the newspaper acquisition, but he anticipates an annual return of 10%. The press of Atlantic City became Berkshire's 30th daily newspaper following the purchase of things like Virginia, US, Oronkei Times, the Tulsa World in Oklahoma, US. During a presentation to the Georgetown University students in Washington, D.C., late September 2013, Buffett compared the US Federal Reserve to hedge fund and stated that the bank is generating $80 billion or $90 billion a year probably in the revenue for the US government. Buffett also further advocated the issue of wealth equality in the society. We have learned to turn out goods and services. We have learned how to use that so that everybody gets a share in the bounty. The obligations of a society as prosperous as ours is to figure out how nobody gets left out far behind. We have learned many things in difficulties of economic crisis. Buffett managed to bring the company back to its pre-recession standards. In the second quarter of 2014, Berkshire Hathaway made a $6.4 billion net profit, the most it had ever made in a 3-month period. Okay, so from here we shift to the investment philosophy of Warren Buffett, and his writing includes annual reports and various articles. Buffett is recognized by the communicator as a great storyteller, as evidenced by his annual letters to the shareholders. He has warned about the perilous effect of inflation. The arithmetic makes it plain that the inflation is a far more devastating tax than anything that has been enacted by our legislatures. The inflation tax has been a fantastic ability to simply consume capital. It makes no difference to a widow with a savings in 5% in a passbook whether she has to pay 100% income tax on her interest income during a period of zero inflation, or pays no income taxes during the years of 5% inflation. Okay, this was what Buffett had put forward in his writing in the Fortune 1977. In his article, The Super Investors of Graham and Doddswell, Buffett rebutted the academic efficient hypothesis, thus beating the Standard and Poor 500 was pure chance of highlighting the results achieved by a number of students of the Graham and Dodd value. So summarizing the whole thing, I think the equities over the next 17 years will be performing anything. They have outperformed many of the stocks. The inflation rate 2% and those hurtful friction cost would be 6%. Okay, this was what he told in the Fortune 1999. Buffett was a supporter of index funds for people who were not interested in managing their own money and did not have time. Buffett is skeptical about the active management that can perform the market in the long run and had advised the individual and institutional investors to make their money to low-cost index funds. So this, I'm coming a little bit towards his personal life. In 1949, Buffett was infatuated with a young woman whose boyfriend had a ukulele. In an attempt to compete, he bought one of the diminutive instruments and had been ever playing since then. Though his attempt was unsuccessful, his music interest was a key part of becoming Susan Thompson's life and leading to their marriage. Buffett often plays the instrument at the stockholders' meeting and other opportunities. His love of that instrument led to the commissioning of 2 custom Dairy Queen ukuleles by Dave Thalsman, which was auctioned for charity. Buffett married Susan Buffett in 1952. They had 3 children, Susie, Howard, and Peter. The couple began living separately in 1977, although they remained married until Susan Buffett's death in July 2004. Their daughter Susie lived in Omaha, is a national board member of the Girls Incorporation, and does charitable work through Susan A. Buffett Foundation. In 2006, on his 76th birthday, Buffett married his long-term companion Astrid Mengs, who was then 60 years old. She had lived with him ever since his wife's departure to San Francisco in 1977. Susan arranged the two to meet before she left Omaha to pursue her singing career. All 3 were close, and the Christmas cards to the friends were signed Warren, Susie, and Astrid. Susan briefly discussed this relationship in an interview of the Charles Rose Show shortly before her death, in a rare glimpse into Buffett's personal life. Buffett disowned his son Peter's adopted daughter Nicole in 2006 after she participated in the Jamie Johnson documentary, The 1%, about growing economic inequality between the wealthy and the average citizens in USA. Although his first wife referred to Nicole as one of her adored grandchild, Buffett wrote her letter stating, I have not emotionally or legally adopted you as a grandchild, nor have I, the rest of the family, adopted you as a niece or a cousin. Okay, so going further, in 2006 the annual salary was around 1 lakh, which was small compared to the senior executives. In 2008, he earned a total compensation of dollars 1,75,000. He also owns a $4 million house in the Laguna Beach, California. In 1989, after spending 6.7 million of Berkshire's funds on a private jet, Buffett named it as the indefensible. This act was to break his post-condemnation of extravagant purchases by other CEOs and his own history of using public transportation. He was an avid bridge player. He was dedicated to the Nebraska football. And he also worked with Kristen Weber on an animated serial, Secret Millionaires Club. Okay, this and much more. So we shall continue in the next session. Thank you so much. This is Vishwanath sir signing off.